up there.
Mom, you go through this every time Steve gives her a flying lesson.
Am I supposed to get used to it?
She's doing fine.
I never felt this way when she was at the throttle of a cannonball. Betty Jo, don't show off. Steer with both hands.
Mom, just relax.
Look, the plane is coming down.
Mom, it's got to come down to land.
Oh.
Jo sure is improving. That's the best landing she's ever made.
Oh, I agree. The other time, she seemed to let the ground come up too fast to meet the plane.
Well, how'd I do, teacher?
Great. I'd say you're about ready to graduate.
You mean the next time I go up, I can solo?
I think you're ready.
Mom, Mommy, Joe, Steve says I'm ready to solo.
Oh, good. I always did know you had a nice voice.
Steve means soloing in the plane.
I know what he means. I'm just trying to put off that day as long as possible.
Well, don't worry about the shortstop, Mrs. Bradley. She's a terrific pupil.
That's because I have a terrific teacher.
Yeah. First time in my parent-teacher relationship I ever wanted to talk a pupil into becoming a dropout.
Oh, you don't have to worry. The one thing Steve harps on is safety.
Right. And before anybody does any more flying, I'm going to tear down that engine and overhaul it.
Well, when do we start?
We? Well, you must have something better to do than hold hands with a fuel pump.
No, I don't. Besides, how else am I going to pay for my flying lessons?
Okay, I could use a grease monkey.
That's me.
Get up to the hotel and change your clothes.
Okay. Oh, don't forget. As soon as the plane's ready, I get to solo. Don't worry, Mom.
Oh, time passes so fast. It used to be that soloing on a bicycle was a big deal.
If you'd have been a burglar, you wouldn't have had a chance.
Yeah.
Every time.
What on earth is that?
The new burglar alarm.
What?
I knew. It's my new burglar alarm.
Where'd you get that thing?
You remember a few months back when I went to that sheriff's auction in Springdale where they sell things that have been stolen?
Must be a great burglar alarm if it was stolen.
It does the job.
But, Uncle Joe, do you think it's the smartest thing in the world to have a burglar alarm on the front door of a hotel?
Well, if a burglar enters, you'll know it.
But we have guests arriving at all hours of the day or night. How will the burglar alarm be able to tell the burglars from the guests?
That's simple. When it comes to the way it works.
Mom? Mom, may I talk to you for a minute?
Thanks, Billy Joe.
Mom, I was just talking to Betty Jo, and she tells me that she's going down to help Steve work on his plane.
Yeah, that's the way I understand it.
Have you noticed lately that if she isn't flying around with him taking lessons, she's helping him fix his plane?
Oh, I don't think it's as bad as you make it out. Betty Jo's mechanically inclined. She gets a kick out of helping Steve.
And another thing, does she have to look so darn cute when she helps Steve work on his plane? What was that? I was just saying, do you have to dress so alluringly when you help Steve?
An old sweatshirt and beat-up jeans are alluring?
Well, you know what I mean.
Billy Joe, don't make problems where there aren't any, huh?
I hooked her up to the cash drawer, too.
Uncle Joe, turn off that bracket.
I said I hooked her up in the cash drawer, too.
Oh, I'll go quietly.
Am I too irresistible now? And this isn't Chanel number 5. It's 30-weight motor oil.
Hold it! That's it. Now turn it counterclockwise. Just a little more. That'll do it. Oh, thanks. If I had to get in there head first, it would take a derrick to get me out.
Need any more help?
Well, hi, Billy Joe. Looks like I'm loaded with attractive help today.
Just tell me what you want me to do.
Well, you'll ruin your clothes.
No, I won't. And even if I do, it doesn't matter.
Well, let's see. We could wash off those greasy parts in that bucket of kerosene.
Okay. Steve, I think I'd better be getting back to the hotel. I just remembered I forgot to feed the dog.
Sure. Well, thanks for all your help. Billy Joe, would you hand me that wrench over there, please?
Sure. Which one is the wrench? I can't understand why she should act that way. Can you?
Yes, I think I can.
Mom, you weren't saying she might be jealous of me.
Well, Billy Joe shouldn't be jealous of you. She's got a lot going for her. But I don't know whether anybody's pointed this out to you, but you're not a little girl anymore.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is that look, you are definitely the same sex as Billy Joe, which is the opposite sex of Steve, which is what makes the world go round.
Are you trying to tell me that I could be a threat to Billy Joe?
What I'm trying to tell you is that boy, it was a lot easier when all I had to do was look you up in Dr. Spock.
Yeah, wasn't it? Thanks, Mom.
Billy Joe, would you bring me those parts you've cleaned?
Okay. Steve, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll pick them up.
Steve, I'm sorry.
Billy Joe, why don't you just go over there, way over there, and sit down?
Please don't be mad. I was just trying to help.
Like Laurel tries to help Hardy. I'm sorry. But maybe if you understood the project. I'm trying to put the plane back together again.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, who? Oh, Mother. I've been Mom so long, I wonder who you meant. What are you dressed for?
To go shopping?
Where, Tiffany's?
No, Drucker store.
Drucker store?
Don't you remember? You asked me to pick up some ground round for supper.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how you'd have dressed if I'd asked for top sirloin.
Well, you said I was, maturing.
Yes, I did. And so you are. But,
I'm wearing some of your cologne.
I didn't think it was 30-weight motor oil. Judy, don't you think this transition is sort of sudden?
You said I wasn't a little girl anymore.
Yeah, I know I did, but... Well, isn't there something sort of in between Shirley Temple and Zsa Zsa?
You think I should go back and change again?
No.
What if I look ridiculous
You
or
don't look
something?
ridiculous. It's just that... Oh, come on. You run along. Nobody could find fault with a pretty girl in a pretty dress.
Thanks, Mom. Do you think other people will notice that I'm different?
It's, just barely possible.
I hope so. Bye, Mom.
Goodbye.
All right, Floyd, give me... What in the tarnation are you doing?
Oh, just listen to see if there's a train coming.
Floyd, you meathead, you. How could there be a train coming when we got the only train on the track?
Well, a feller can dream, can't he? Charlie, wouldn't it be something if we had two trains on the Pixie to Hooterville run? Then we could put up one of them signals with the red and the green and the amber lights. We'd be living.
You living for long. Something's got to give when you've got two trains and only one track.
You got a point there. Boy, am I glad I don't hear one coming.
Well, howdy, man. You're just in time. We're just pulling out. Hey, that's Betty Jo.
Good afternoon.
Where you going, Betty Jo? To a wedding?
No.
To a funeral.
No.
You get your picture took?
No.
I'll pass.
Me too. I've run out of reason for being dressed up like that.
I'm just on my way to Drucker's store to get some ground round steak.
On your way to Drucker's store to get some ground round steak?
That's right.
Good thing we passed. I'd have been here all night trying to come up with that reason.
Well, that's all right, Floyd. I'll ride up in the cab with you guys like I always do.
Oh, no, Betty Jo. You couldn't ride in the engine cab all gussied up like that.
Some of that wood we burned's got pitch and creosote, and we wouldn't want you to get your pretty duds all messed up.
Well, I'll be careful. Really, I will.
No, Betty Jo, you just ain't the engine cab type anymore.
Drucker's store? Yeah, Mrs. Benson. What? No, I'm sorry. I had to stop making regular deliveries because...
Bye, Floyd. Charlie.
Well, just a second, Mrs. Benson. I think I hear my emergency delivery boy outside.
See you later.
Yeah. Sorry, Mrs. Benson. My delivery boy just grew up into a lady.
Mr. Drucker, if you've got a delivery, I'll do it for you.
Well, like that? That'd be like asking Lady Bird to clean a halibut.
But I know how to start your truck.
Betty Jo, the springs in the front seat of that truck are popping up like a convention of jack-in-the-boxes. Why, if one of them was to tear that pretty dress of yours, I could never forgive myself. You mind telling me what you're made up for?
Why does everybody think I'm made up for something? Couldn't you think of me as an average girl wearing a nice dress?
Yeah, I could, but it'd still come out Betty Jo, and she must be made up for something.
Mr. Drucker, don't you realize people change? I mean, well, maybe you haven't noticed, but I'm the same sex as my oldest sister.
Well, yeah, that part comes across real good. But what are you made up for?
I'm trying to tell you that... Okay. I put on this dress because Mom asked me to come up here and get 5 pounds of hamburger.
I knew you were made up for something. 5 pounds of hamburger? Well, least I can do is gift wrap it for you.
Uncle Joe, what are you up to now?
Now you see the genius of my idea, Kate. When there's no one around to guard the lobby, the alarm alerts us to the culprit that's trying to sneak in. I'll handle this.
This isn't kid you and Kate. Oh, so it's you.
Take his paw prints. I'll call the sheriff.
You've been asking for it. One of these days, I'm putting in a dog alarm. Come on outside. I want to have a talk with you.
Hi. Betty Jo.
Hi, Betty Jo. Hi there.
What are you doing here?
Just on my way back from Drucker's.
Dressed like that? You came this far out of your way through the woods?
I just, wanted to see how the plane's getting along.
Oh, is that so?
How is the plane getting along?
Just fine.
Well, anything I can do to help?
And ruin that dress? Don't be silly.
Oh, this old thing?
This old thing? Well, that just happens to be her best and newest dress she has on. And if I'm not mistaken, that just happens to be Mom's best cologne she's wearing, too.
I like it. What's it all about, kid? What are you made up for?
Do I have to be made up for something?
Well, no, except you're always sort of... Well, you're well, I mean, I think of you as a...
Go ahead and say it. Tomboy.
That's it. Well, I mean a real cute tomboy, not a run-of-the-mill tomboy. What did I say now?
Men, come on, sit down. I'll try to explain it.
You two. Big deal. Just because I wore a Sunday dress in the middle of the week.
Oh, hi, dear. How'd everybody like you?
You mean before or after they stopped laughing?
Oh, honey, what's the matter?
I've just put in the most miserable day I ever had. All anybody said was, what are you made up for, kid? Even Steve.
Steve?
Yes, Steve. And remember, I'm the one who was supposed to be such a big threat to Billy Joe where he was concerned. Well, I've certainly learned one thing. It's no use trying to be something you're not.
Hi, Betty Joe. What are you made up for?
You could have gone all day without asking her that.
What's the matter?
Well, I think it's a combination of growing up and a crush on Steve Elliott.
Steve Elliott, I thought he was sweet on Billy Joe.
That's what makes it tough on Betty Joe.
Oh, well, it'll pass. I remember once I had a crush on Theda Barra. Thought I never would get over it. Then along came Toby Wing. So long, Theda. I don't suppose you'd understand those things, Kate.
Oh, no? I guess you don't remember the name Conrad Nagel on the back of my yellow slicker.
Are you sure?
Well, figure it out. You're with her all the time, working on the plane, giving her flying lessons. I'd say it was inevitable.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll just have to break it off the best way I can. Say, you wouldn't like to talk to her for me, would you? No, I guess you wouldn't. Well, I'll just have to get out the same way I got in. Let's go.
Steve, be gentle.
Oh, fine. This way you like me.
Well, there's the gal we know. Welcome back, shortstop.
Thanks. I was just going down to work on the plane. What do you want me to do?
Well, as a matter of fact,
Excuse me, I'm going to go get cleaned up.
Well? What do you want me to do?
Do? Oh, on the plane? Nothing.
Nothing. Well, why?
Well, because it's fixed.
You mean it's all ready to go?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, boy, now I can solo.
Huh?
Well, you said as soon as she was fixed, I could take her up.
Yeah, I know, but, well, I've been thinking maybe we ought to hold off for a while.
Hold off?
Yeah, well, you're pretty young, and this is a pretty big step. And I just think it's better if we put it off for a while, okay? Okay.
Well, of all the dirty tricks. After all the hours I've spent working on that plane, and the promises he's made. Oh!
What's on your mind, you four-legged pot roast? Kate, old Fleabag here acts like he's trying to tell us something. Steve's flying around in his plane. Relax, Kate. Old Nuisance here is making a big thing out of Steve flying around in his plane.
Steve?
Yeah, Steve. That's Steve up there. And you numbskull. How can Steve be up there when he's down here?
That is my plane.
Betty Joe? Look, she's flying the plane crooked. She doesn't have the wings even.
No, it's okay, Mrs. Bradley. She's just dipping her wings to let us know she sees us.
Don't see us. Fly straight.
Uh-oh, she's going to try for a landing.
See all the ruckus you caused?
Okay, shortstop, bring her in.
Please.
Easy. Easy now. That's it.
I can't look.
You can do her, Betty Joe.
Gently. Let her down gently. That's it. That's my girl. She did it, Mrs. Bradley. She did it.
She didn't have me worried for 1 minute.
Hi.
You little monkey, what are you trying to do?
I don't know whether to give you a hug or take you to the woodshed. Oh, I mean it. What were you doing up there all alone scaring the wits out of us?
Mom, it was just something I had to do.
I know. You had to show you were grown up, that you weren't a little girl anymore.
I guess that's it.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't make it.
What?
When you're grown up, you show some responsibility, and that is lacking in this display. Well, we'll talk about that later. Right now, I'll settle for a great big hug.
Well, it's been one of those days.
Amen. And it's not over yet.
Hi, Steve. When can you start giving me flying lessons? I'll help you work on your plane.
Well, no offense, Bobby Joe, but I'm afraid I'm coming up with another customer who doesn't know a wrench from a screwdriver.
Oh, but I do. I even have a wrench to prove it.
It's very good.
Now, if you just show me what nails to hammer, I'll go to work.
This weekend on TV Land, enjoy a sampling of the good, the weird, and the wonderful from our television archives. Rare oddities like Amos Burke's Secret Agent, The Evil Touch, and the new Mission Impossible on the wonders of TV Land. This Saturday and Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, here on TV Land. Now stay tuned for Green Acres, next on Nick at Night's TV Land.
Junction.